Hi everybody, Monique from Creative Life Life. Okay, so today I am recording from my laptop because I'm going to use my phone to go through the questions that y'all asked me. So 3 days ago I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and some of you guys did it, and I truly appreciate it. I was celebrating my 100 subscribers, and that's how I did it. So today I actually have 112 subscribers, so thank you 12 more people that decided to follow me. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in order of what I see. Okay, so the first question that I got was from the Terry family. So thank you girl. I think your name is Emily. Please, I hope I'm not wrong. She said, congratulations, girl. What a great milestone. What do you look forward to most for the 2016-2017 school year? And I've thought about this, and I'm looking forward to spending more time, more quality time with Riley. I already do spend a ton of time with her, let's just be real, but I'm looking forward to spending mother-daughter good time. I'm looking at her and I want the time to kind of slow down. She's 5.5, but you know, every day she's growing and getting bigger and smarter and more talkative, and I just want the time to slow down. So I'm actually thanking God that we've decided to homeschool, and I know God's gonna bless this process, but I'm just thanking God that we decided to homeschool because it allows me to slow down the time a little bit more with her. Thank you, Terry family. Okay. Next question, 3 to teach. Do you ever have days that she doesn't want to do her work, and how do you handle it? She also asked if Riley was an only child. Riley is an only child at this moment. However, we want to have another kid at some point. How do I handle her not wanting to do schoolwork? I have not had that problem yet. She usually just is okay and to do schoolwork. I don't have any problems with it so far. I think in the future, if I did have some kind of problem, that I would break it up a little bit more, and I would give her breaks or use positive reinforcement. So if she does this homework, maybe we can get something that she likes, or I don't know. I don't necessarily want to give her treats all the time. I guess I shouldn't say that, but just trying to keep it positive and light is probably my main goal. So hopefully I never get to that point. Thank you, 3 to teach. Rose Thompson. What are your reasons for homeschooling Riley? Now, this is a really loaded question, and I could probably do like a whole vlog just on this, but I'm trying to keep it short and sweet here. I just liked how, well, first and foremost, my husband's the one that really wanted me to homeschool Riley. Interestingly enough, before I was even pregnant with Riley, and we were in, you know, the thought process of getting pregnant and having a kid and having a family, he said that he always wanted me to homeschool, and I actually was pretty opposed to it because I just thought that I couldn't do it. Now, at that time, I was working full-time, I was in school, I was heavily involved in the church, and we were just busy, you know, so there's no way that I could have thought of ever homeschooling my kid. Even though people do that now, I just felt like I couldn't do it. And then as life went on, you know, I worked full-time, I went to part-time, I went working overnight. Then I finished school and all that stuff. So my time started to open up to me. Now I'm still just as busy as in church, maybe even more so. But this is a priority, and that's where my energy and my focus is going towards now. Another reason is because we really wanted to implement some biblical studies into our day. I wanted to learn consistency. I'm still trying to learn consistency and to keep my prayer life consistent and all that stuff. So I want her to learn it at a young age, because I did not, and even at the age that I am now, I still struggle with it. So at 5 years old, I want her to know that she needs to pray in the morning. I want her to know that she should pray before she eats her, her meal, and pray before she goes to sleep, or if she hurts herself, to ask Jesus to heal her. Like, I want her to build that vocabulary, and I know in public school that they don't do that, so I know that I can do that for her. And again, it's just slowing time down and being with my daughter and trying to instill things in her, not just a Christian life, but instill what it is to be a mom, or to be a helper or a giver, to care for other people, homemaking, those things. Yes, she may not be a homemaker. She may get married and have a career of her own and all that stuff. She may not be a stay-at-home mom as I am right now, but I do want her to know that side as well. And I also love that I can differentiate towards her learning and her passions and how she learns the best. Okay. All right. So my phone just, okay. Queen Bee asked, you look very young. How old are you? How long have you been married? And how old when you got married? Sorry, I can't speak all of a sudden. Queen Bee, I like that name. I'm actually 35 years old. I have been married for 9 years. I met my husband when I actually met, oh, my phone just went off. I actually met my husband when I was 21. We did not start dating until I was 24. And that's a whole story in itself. And I got married when I was 26. And actually my husband is 2 years younger than me. So he got married when he was 24. So that's how old I am. Thank you for saying that I look young. Okay. And then the last question I had, Kid Rep SJ, so KIDREPSJ, asks, how do you deal with individuals that have negative opinions on homeschooling? Love your channel. God bless. Thank you so much. I love that you love my channel. And thank you for supporting me. So, I haven't necessarily dealt with people that have a negative opinion about homeschooling. Earlier, we've had kind of like debates with people and about socialization and too much sheltering, and she's not going to learn how to deal with conflict and so on and so forth. So we've had those kind of debates with friends and even some family members. But to be honest, that's okay. That's actually okay. Right now, we don't have any kind of negative feedback coming at us. I'm sure people have their thoughts that they think, especially family, all family does. But my mother supports it. My sister supports it. My father-in-law supports it. My sister-in-law supports it. Both of them, I have two sister-in-laws, they support it. Everyone, like all of my close friends that are around me in church, they know and they support it. And friends that aren't even in my church, friends that I went to school with, that, I see on Facebook or whatever, we talk back and forth on Instagram or Facebook. And they all know I post pictures of Riley's schedule, curriculum, and all that stuff, as I do here on YouTube. And everybody, likes it, happy with it. The most common question that I do get, and I completely understand, is, you're really going to do this? And how, are you following the state standards? Did you look at the Common Core? I get those questions. I completely understand it. And I always respond, in the state that I am, I'm highly blessed because Connecticut is where I live. And it's really very low regulated in terms of what you need to do for homeschooling. And I explained that to them, and I explained that I have a lot of freedom in terms of curriculum and all that stuff. However, I'm very cognizant of, you know, the Connecticut standards of education, and I've looked at that and pulled it down, and I'm gonna look at it, and I want to make sure that Riley is following some kind of standard. I've also just ordered what every kindergartner needs to know. It's coming in the mail. Hopefully it'll be here by next week. Because I want to make sure that I'm not under teaching Riley, but I also I don't mind over teaching her, if that makes any sense, and I don't know if that's the right vernacular. But you know, and this is a whole other topic, but I'm going to just touch on it. So what I have been getting is a lot of feedback from people about, you know, oh, you know, don't do too much for kindergarten, just do 1 sheet a day, it's too much for them. Other than that, and it's going to overwhelm them, you're going to burn yourself out, and all that stuff. So I've gotten those comments, and I really appreciate those comments. I actually really appreciate them. And I've taken them into consideration, because I don't want to burn out, and I don't want to overwhelm Riley. This is a new endeavor for both of us. I don't want to overwhelm her. I don't want to overwhelm myself. I want to make sure it makes sense. I don't want her to come out the day and not know what happened, not know what I taught, because then it's just kind of a waste of time. So I have scaled back and not put too much pressure on myself or Riley, because I want to make sure that she gets it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can respond to me, but anyways, I just want to make sure that she gets it. So I've slowed down a little bit. However, I have seen her push herself and excel when I've given her a little bit more material, and she's held on to the information and excelled in it. So I want to be at the standard of what Connecticut needs, but in some areas I don't mind pushing her, and then in other areas I'm not gonna touch or push her. So I mentioned in my room tour that we're not doing geography, we're not doing history, we're not doing a whole lot of science. Now those are very important things to do, but I'm not focusing on that with Riley this year. And now there's other homeschooling moms that do that, and I love it. I love it. I love the curriculum. I think it's so amazing, but that's not what we're focusing on. And I think we need to kind of step back and say, okay, everybody just does things differently and knows their kids. Like, some kids are so awesome at math, and maybe you want to push a little bit more in math. Some kids love to read, and maybe you want to push a little bit more in the reading and whatever. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear, but what I have seen so far is that Riley doesn't mind to be pushed and has excelled and shown that she likes that. Okay, so now I'm way off topic. Thank you for all those that asked those wonderful questions, and now my next goal is 200, so help me reach it. So subscribe if you have not already, and have a blessed day.